I'm here with Nicholas Craven with Montgomery Financial. Nick is my financial advisor, so I totally trust this guy. Nick, as we're talking, first of all, I wanted to say how everything's going with you.
Yeah, everything's going really well. Everything's
Excellent.
going very
And
well.
he has a baby coming up along. When? In
In
February.
February, yeah, we're expecting our first. So we're very
Congratulations, my
excited.
friend.
Yeah,
That's
thank you
great.
very
That's
much.
great. Well, Kathy and I came to Nick very late, maybe a year or two before I decided I was going to retire. And Nick did a great job. He's helped us out quite a bit. And I figured who better to start with than somebody I'm very familiar with. And Nick, I was wondering, to me, the biggest surprise when I retired, I knew it was coming, but all of a sudden when that check stops, what kind of advice can you give people? Any ideas?
Yeah, my biggest piece of advice would be to obviously start planning. So the earlier the better in this case. I also always say it's never too early or too late to start planning. But yeah, I often say to my clients, they don't really teach you this in school, right? It's not a common subject. It's not part of the core curriculum, as they call it. So just preparing yourself in your working years, and typically that includes saving. So saving into the 401k that you may have at work, or an IRA or some sort of vehicle, saving and accumulating in those early years. But as you get to those, 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, months out from retirement, sitting down and formulating a plan is the best advice I can give you. So.
Right. So what about, okay, if you're talking about, a plan, what if you started real late? I mean, is there a lot you can do? I mean, I think there's people
Yeah,
out
I mean, looking at Social Security strategies, of course, Social Security will play a huge role in a lot of retirement plans. So looking at your options, exploring those options, and then how does that fit in conjunction with the other sources of income that you might have? So whether that's a pension, right? If you work for a company that offers a pension or a government entity, and then utilizing whatever savings you have, whether that's in the bank or again in a 401k.
So if you have a 401k, what age do you have to start drawing from it? That question came up the other day. I was very unfamiliar.
Yeah, that's a good question. Sort of a loaded question because there are 401ks, 403bs, IRAs. We'll just kind of group those together and say pre-tax vehicles. So those are the main retirement vehicles that we save into. You get a tax break for putting the money in. The money grows tax deferred, and then one day when you pull that money out, that's when you'll pay the tax on that. Generally speaking, what you're alluding to is that required minimum distribution. And you have to take that out starting at age 73 if you were born before 1960. And then for folks born after 1960, it's 75. So they just changed the law. It used to be 70 and a half, then it was 72, but now it's 73 or 75. So when you have to start taking money.
So when you take money out at 73, for instance, you take money out at 73, do you get tax on that money?
Absolutely, yeah.
Or that's always, no matter what age are you?
If it's in the pre-tax vehicles, yeah.
Okay.
So you got to pay tax on it.
Okay. There's no way, unless you did the Roth IRA.
Right. Yep, the Roth IRA, that's a different tax bucket. That's the tax-free bucket. You pay the taxes as the money goes into the account, and then it grows tax-free. And then when you pull it out, it's completely tax-free. Okay.
Great. What other advice do you have for people that are getting ready to retire? Because to me, to be honest with you, like I said, when that paycheck stopped, it was like kind of a very sober feeling.
It's a shocking moment. Again, planning is my first bit of advice. My second bit is if you do have a good plan in place, obviously taking a moment to sort of take a look at your lifestyle, right? And a lot of clients that I meet with, a lot of prospective clients as well, they want to maintain that lifestyle, right? Because right when you retire, typically if you're fortunate, you can do that when you still have your health, you have energy, and you have a lot more time, of course. So maintaining that lifestyle, continuing to do the same things, whether it's traveling to go see your kids or grandkids, or spending, going out to eat, things like that, whatever your lifestyle is, just making sure that you have a budget and that you can maintain that lifestyle with your income plan. Because a lot of folks, what we honestly find is they can absolutely maintain their lifestyle in those initial retirement years, at least. So I'm talking the first 5, 10, 15 years when you still are in, we call them your go-go years, right? So early 60s to mid 70s, you still have the time, the energy to do those things. Then it becomes the slow go years after that. So typically we're slowing down a little bit. We're not traveling as much, not doing as much. And then after that, we don't call it the no-go. It's just the won't go is kind of what we think. So at any rate, what I'm getting to is we find that a lot of clients that can maintain their lifestyle. Maybe it is a shock to the system when they don't have that same paycheck coming in and they have to start tapping into their investments, right? And they don't want to do that necessarily, so they decrease their lifestyle. They do less in retirement. And really, those first years again are your golden years to go out and enjoy yourself, which we encourage. I don't want someone to change their lifestyle drastically if they can afford to maintain it.
to maintain
So
it.
hopefully that makes
Well,
sense.
yeah, it makes great sense. Let me ask you, if you could, what do you think about this? Is a little a different angle, the testimonial. But what would you say? Do
Mhm.
you like the idea of the active retirement? Tell me what your understanding
Yeah,
of
I
it
think
is.
it's a great idea. I mean, you're combining my I played college football, and my football coach, my head coach always told me knowledge is power, and that you're always, you're not this, there's something you can learn from everyone in a room. So I think getting a collective group together that has combined experiences in different fields and then sort of playing off of those strengths of different people and learning from them is a great idea. It's a great support group.
Perfect.
So yeah,
Well, thank you.
yeah, of
I
course.
appreciate your time. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah,
We will
yeah,
talk to you very
absolutely.
soon.
Any other questions, let me know.
Thank you.
So